Hello, guys. Today we are making a simple Roblox game, Rob- which is and where to find this? It's called Roblox Studio. I'm doing this on a Lenovo, and this is the beginner's version. First, we're going to open a base plate. This is a separate app, so you can also download this on Microsoft Studio. First, we're gonna click the base plate and we're gonna wait for it to load our place, let's say. Now, we have this whole open space here, but there's also Explorer here and Properties. I don't have this on my screen right now, but because I deleted these. But you can also find these on View. Here's the Explorer and here's the Properties over here. So I'm going to click the Explorer, this over here on the top. Um, with the Explorer, I can now see where all of my things are. So I'm gonna find the workspace and we're going to open the arrow up here and we're going to find the base plate. We're gonna click on it. We're not gonna rename it. Okay, we're not gonna rename it. We're going to click over here, make sure it's blue, and make sure it doesn't show the rename thing. And we're going to press backspace so that there's no more base plate. Now, with this, we have a start for a normal obby. We use our WASD keys or the arrow keys as well. And I would recommend using a mouse because it's going to be especially hard with the pad. Now, what we're going to do first, we're going to go to home over here and we're going to select the part over here. We're not going to select this, we're going to select the arrow over here. Over here. And we have this tiny little wedge over here. But we want to make this an obby. And we want to make this easier. So we're going to make it bigger by scaling it. Make it longer and make it wider. The scale is up here, and from here, we can see that the wedge looks fine. But when we want to stop scaling, we can select, move, or rotate. Rotate is something else. I'll explain to you that later. But first, we're going to move it where we want to. Now, we can also make another wedge and not click the parts again. So this is an easier way to make parts and less time consuming way. I'm going to click it and I'm going to press Control plus C. And now, when we press Control V, it makes another wedge. Now, with our other wedge, we're going to make it. We're going to rotate it. So when we rotate this, we can move it in 3 different ways. Like this through the green, And there's the red, which makes it like sideways and stuff. And there's also the blue one, which makes it sideways as also. So, but I just used the green for now. And we're going to press select or move. And we're going to move the wedge where we want to. If you now, let's say you want to make the parts colorful. We're going to select the part, and we're also going to press view, and we're going to press properties. Now with the properties, we're going to put it here. So the properties, I'm going to show this in a second. And here, so we have the properties over here. We're going to see the. We have this color here. We selected the color, and this is what should show up on your screen. We're we're going to pick the color of this. We're going to pick the color as red, and we're going to press OK. Now it saves the color as red, and we're also going to select the color of this. We're also so go up on the properties over here, and we're going to click the check mark again. And if I want to select orange, you can also select it from the basic colors over here, and this should be okay. With our properties here, we're going to continue making our obby until we can go into another checkpoint. You can do this, but I'm going to make this faster. We can also go into the toolbox over here. Checkpoint for obby. Now we can see over here that there's a lot of obbies there's a lot of checkpoints for the obbies. We can these are made by other players, and we can see around to see which one's the best for us. Well, right now I'm going to click this obby checkpoint here. And here we are. It accidentally spawned on top of our builds. So what we're going to do is we're just going to move the spawn point with our move. Watch how I do it. Now you can see we have our checkpoint here. We're going to anchor this and anchor this and anchor this. Now all of these are anchored, so they're gonna be hanging up in the air. Now we're going to see if this will work. Okay, we can see our checkpoint there, and we can also see our builds over here. I'm going to test it out with my avatar. Now we can see if we go off the checkpoint and we die, we're going to respawn back at this checkpoint over here. Now let's stop the game and let's see if we can, let's say, do anything else. We could also put this one right here. Um, no. It's now this looks good. Now we will continue with our obby. Let's say we could do a maze. We could use the parts again, or we could go into the toolbox again. To make this quicker, I'm also going to use the toolbox again. So now I have this whole big maze right here in front of me. Now, I'm going to select move to move this because this is especially a big one. But we can make it smaller, but not too small. Because right now, this is looking pretty big. But with the scale, really. Now, we can see that the entrance is here, so we're going to move it a little. And we're going to use scale. I want to make this a little. Now let's select move. I'm going to move this again. This looks pretty good to me. Now I changed my character, so my character is going to look a bit different. Yeah, see? My character is a lot different now. And I'm going to be probably the tallest one in all of my game. Why did I just do that in the first place? Um, well, I guess we have to make this bigger. Now, see, the thing about testing is it allows you to see what your players or the players which are going to play your game are going to see. Now, I had found the glitch and the issue. The thing was, it was too little and I could jump on it. So, I'm going to scale it again and make this a suitable size. Now, this looks like a suitable size, and now we're going to play and test this maze. As you can see, oh, as you can see, again, I am still taller than this, and I can go all the way, I can jump all the way till the end. But it's not that easy anymore. So, I'm going to scale it again and make sure that it has to be a suitable size so no one can cheat on the sobby. Let's play it again. Okay, 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 and okay. Now, as you can see, I can't. Oh, I can get on top. Hmm. So for this, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put an invisible barrier or an invisible wall. For us, it will highlight it, so it makes it easier for us to use it. Now, since we have to make it as roof, we're going to rotate this and we're going to move it or scale it. I'd like to scale it first because then it would be easier to see our progress. Okay, and we're going to scale it over here. No, scale it. I didn't fully scale it. And now we're going to scale all the way across. Now, as you can see, we have a nice layout here, but it's not as down as we hoped to. So we're going to move this again with the red. Now I'm going to press play. I'm going to test it out. As you see, our characters has spawned on the spawn point, and we're going to enter the maze or fall. Perhaps we made the gap too large. Okay, I found it, and as we see, the invisible barrier is working. I cannot get on top of the maze, I guess. Now, this forces me to actually go through the maze and figure out my way on my own instead of jumping up. Now we see the problem is solved. Oh my god. It spawned on top of build again. Or should I say on the bottom of our build? Move it down. Now, it's by default it's already anchored, so we don't need to anchor it like this one. From here we can see the checkpoint and we can determine where we can make the checkpoint. Let's pull it a little closer and that should be good. Oops. Now we're going to move it back. And we have a straight position spawn checkpoint here. As we can see, the gap is not really that big anymore. So thanks for watching the first part, and I'll see you again in the second video.